What's up, Viality? My name's Christian, and this is The Closet. So when we want to start The Closet PGH, there's a couple different reasons. So I was originally going to BC3, and then during the pandemic, I had made a transition to continue to work my full-time job as well as develop my online business. But to go a little bit further back, I've been thrifting and reselling since I was 14 years old. Before I could get a worker's permit, I was selling stuff around the house, and then I started going to the thrift store with my mom, and then it kind of picked up from there. And a turning point for me was a vintage Michael Jackson T-shirt that I thrifted for $1 and then ended up selling it for 125 within 24 hours. And having 100 something dollars in your PayPal account the next day, I was like, this is a pretty cool thing. So that's what really was the turning point for me to start the business online. And then as far as the storefront, I had always had a business plan. I created one in 10th grade. It was for a business class. It was originally half focused on like streetwear too, but quickly thrifting and secondhand clothing became my passion. So during the pandemic, when I took the leap, my brother was also creating his own business called Pittsburgh Smoke Shop, which was actually in this exact unit before I was, and his business really took off. And then he got a much bigger space, and there was a year and 5 months left on the lease, and that's not traditional for a retail lease. So I was like, hey, let me sublease it from you. Let me give it a shot. Let me get to say I at least tried my dreams. If I fail, I fail. At least I got to give it my best. But here we are, almost 3.5 years later, and we're looking out for a new location. So some of the big like key challenges for me was definitely money, a ride to work, and gaining a following and traction to the store. So where we are at 10 South Fremont in Bellevue, we're kind of off the beaten path at the tail end of Bellevue, so I get little to none walking traffic. So I had to solely survive on social media, which I now call my expertise. Um, so that's how most people find me. I'd say 95 to 98% of people find me through social media or referrals. As much as I would like to say people in Bellevue walk down the street, it doesn't happen too often. And for the first 9 months of the store, I actually didn't have a car. I piggybacked with my brother, went down at 10 a.m., left at 10 p.m. And that's what I did for the first 9 months. I pretty much dumped my whole savings account that was for a car into the storefront to give it a shot at that. So that was like the two biggest, or say three biggest leaps. Yeah. So the first success point I would say, or like the first big crazy thing was, so day one opening, great. I had all my friends, all my family come out. It was a really like surreal experience. But the following day when I was here by myself and I realized I could either do nothing all day or I could work from open to close and make sure I could try and grow my business. So really like becoming like your own boss and like what you put in is what you get out. That became very clear to me. But the first big success point for me was probably my first private appointment for a celebrity slash artist. So shout out Kazo Hayden. He's now become one of my friends. He's been shopping with the store since literally we opened up. But I manifested it for over a month and a half. I have screenshots, I have photos of me saying it like it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. I didn't think it was gonna happen literally up until the hour before, until he posted, "Hey, who's got a Penguins jersey for me?" So I slid up. We got him a Penguins jersey, and then he did a nice little private shopping appointment after, and I was like, "That's pretty cool." Like my favorite artist is shopping with me, and that is now transcribed into people like Madison Beer, Shaquille O'Neal, Subtronics, Knocked Loose. I'm trying to name someone in every genre. Black, or Six Lack. There's it's really that was like the real big turning point, because it's like, what, like if someone of that caliber likes me, or likes the vision of the store, why wouldn't other people? So the key takeaways are, honestly, I would say, it's kind of rough, but shut up and put your head down. There's days, a lot of people see me now in the light. I have a pretty big Instagram following. The store has grown tremendously, which I'm extremely thankful for. But there were days when barely anyone came in, days where I had zero sales, days where I'm like, all right, well, how can I improve my business? So it's more so like, I think if anyone can put their head down, not listen to what other people think, and like truly follow your passion, then you will be successful. It might not be today, it might not be next month, and it might be a year from now, it might be 2 years from now. I'm a big believer in like following your dreams and doing what you love. I think I'm a perfect example of that because now, like the store is pretty successful, mildly successful, I would say. And I get to spend time with friends and family still, and I get to do what I love on a daily basis. And I work a lot, but I wake up and I love what I do, and I never am like, darn, I got to go work at the closet. Like it's a blessing to be able to do this. I used to be working at Target. I was a manager at Dollar Tree. I worked at a bakery, and once you kind of work for yourself once, it's kind of like there's no going back from that. So that's like the number one key takeaway I'd say is if you can shut up and put your head down. Sounds a little rough, but putting in the work and putting in the time is probably the most crucial thing. And don't give up on your dreams because overnight success stories do not really happen too often. I think I'm a perfect example of that. So that's a wrap here at the Closet PGH. Thanks for stopping in, guys.